All right, what is going on today, chat? What up? What up? We are getting it's a special day today. We're going right into some Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke. We are going right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what the team's looking like. We got Chud. We gotta boost up Chud a little bit, I think. So we got Pikachu's gonna be coming in strong, I think. Apple, what's going on, man? Today is a rare stream. There were no big connect. Luke, I was thinking about wearing the shirt that I still haven't taken out of my car yet, but I think I would prefer to stream longer than 5 minutes before getting copyright striked or or restricted. At the gym, man. I'm about to be at the gym. I'm about to be at Misty's gym. So I'm right there with you. Course sucks. So good for you, man. Bardian, what's going on? Right now we're just chilling, playing some Pokemon Yellow. There were no what's it called? Cards to review tonight, which is the first. It's the first time, chat, I have not had to do a grade review on grade review day. So there's that. So that was a first for me. What's going on, Potential? Oh, while you're here, Potential, I was gonna do a I had this all ready to go yesterday and I completely forgot to take a picture of it. But I think you missed. I'll have so many cards to review next week. Well, good, because there are none right now. So you're gonna pretty much dominate the queue if you submit. But take a gander at this, Potential. You were not here yesterday during my kind of test stream. But look at this. Cruising, what's going on, brother? So here's what I picked up on Sunday's show. So here's some of the goodies. You, my friend, were super hard to still try to find stuff for the collection. There were a few that kind of caught my eye, but ended up being duds. So cruising with the crazy likes over on TikTok. Thank you. All right, so here's what I picked up on Sunday. And this will be on February 1st as well. So this is a little sneak peek for you guys. So here's some of the stuff that I picked up. So this one was one that I was upset that you already had, Potential, because I picked this up anyway, because look at that nice swirl by that Blasty's foot. Gosh darn it, chat. Look at that swirl. Big boy swirls with big boy moves. We got the Entei from Pop Series. Honestly, this Blaziken was really not that expensive. But this is the first time I've ever actually seen this artwork, and it looks sick, doesn't it, chat? This thing looks sick. And it's hollow, but this card looks... The first time I've ever seen that. How much was that? I think I picked this one up. I think Market, because I think it was LP I assessed it at. But it was all in the back, so an excellent binder copy. I think Market was 100. I picked it up for... I think I picked this up at cash. Or no, towards trade. So, but this will be available when... so stay tuned, Bardian. I'm going to be making an announcement on when I'm going to do my online vendor show. So I'm super stoked. We got some masks. This one, I honestly had, this one was kind of thrown in as like we're missing like a $2 gap. So we got that one in there. The Rayquaza, this one was light play, but I ended up still picking it up. Only because there are people... Bardian? There's an N in your name. What are you talking about? There's an N. Bar-D-N. Dang it. But yeah, this one's LP because, brother, I'm reading your name. B-A-R-D-I-A-N. A-D-E. Brother, I'm gonna box you in Pokemon Stadium. Rayquaza VMAX LP. Another Mega Charizard EX. Look at that. Boom. We got some more Charizard EX. Piplup. My favorite EX styles, chat, are these ones. The one with a nice, like, thick lines. The Mega Charizard, I think, was LP. But yeah, these are all going to be listed on February 1st. Bard. I'm just going to call you Bard since you're having an issue. We got the Roselia. I picked up a lot of reverses from like Crystal Guardians, Holland Phantoms, Legend Maker. Just a lot of like generic good stuff that's going to go into like the $1, $2, $3 binder. Like the Chinchou from Legend Maker, nice little fat swirl on that little artwork there. Gosh darn, chat. Got the Glaceon V-Star. Charizard from, I think this is from Power Keepers, pretty sure. Another Charizard EX. I like sell these and then I get them back. I can like, it's a good problem to have. So there's more Zards. The Brock's Wizards of the Coast WotC stamp. Got some Zards. And then some more just like good modern stuff. And then Shaman EX. So picked up a lot. Oh gosh. Picked up a lot. So that was the rundown potential. If you're still there, that was the rundown. I was trying to look for you. There was I saw a Steelix, I saw a Hitmontop. The Hitmontop was like, I think you already had it, but it was super damaged. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I love rainbows, man. Rainbows look nice. But sometimes people don't love the rainbows, chat. Chat, let me know if you love rainbow cards. Some look sick. I have the Lati twins somewhere that I think look really good. So what's going on tonight, chat? How are we feeling? How are the vibes? How are the Tuesday vibes? We feeling it? If you guys want so you guys want some more updates for what I keep talking about, February. I think they're just fun to have in like, cause some of them aren't really all that expensive. But I don't pay as strong for them. Like if they're under like $5. But yeah, I'm always down. I'm always down to pick up those reverses from like that have the set names. I'm always down to pick them up. So that'll probably help too with your with that bottom line too, just to kind of pick at it a little bit potential. For sure. But yeah, so I think working with Luke, shout out Luke Groundwalker on YouTube. I think I have a good idea on how I want to go about using my merch as incentive to help incentivize both you guys wearing the swag and help you save a little bit by doing so. So there's going to be, I haven't worked out the math, but basically if you have some, let's see. Devin, what's going on, man? It's been a minute, I feel like. Yeah, long time no see. Been sleeping most of the most of the time the grade shows goes live. Hope you've been doing good. Still catch some of your vending videos. What's moving well at the moment? Well, first, man, welcome back. Hopefully all is well. And really, I think for me, the biggest thing that I'm gonna continue sticking to in 2026, I think, is really be there for the community. You know, I've really have found a lot of value and a lot of fun in trying to help people like Potential or any other collectors try to look for their collecting, like help them with their collecting goals. That's been a lot more enjoyable to me than just simply having like a bunch of expensive stuff in the case. I've been really enjoying that a lot. So, but aside from that, it seems like singles, like ungraded, have been, for me personally, where I go, have been doing a lot better. Oh, Chud. Hello, princess. My Chud is here. What's going on? Alberto coming out of the woodwork. What's going on, Alberto? No, this is Patrick, Bren. Nice try, brother. This is Patrick. Shout out Patrick, man. How many hooks do you think Patrick could put in his mouth? Is Patrick Steve-O? I don't know if you guys remember that in Jackass where Steve-O... Or was it Jackass or was it Wild Boys where he puts the hook through his mouth? I can't... Apple, you gotta calm down, brother. I've been trying to look for that thing since you posted it in the chat. Or in the radar channel. I've been looking so bad. It's actually kind of crazy that I haven't seen it. Doing some kit building. Nice, nice. No, Chud, you know what's actually interesting? And you Waste, or like any of the other people that do like minifigures, one thing that I was thinking about getting for like when I take pictures of cards, is if there is like a garage, like a garage background kit that's meant for like Gundams or models that like looks like it's in a garage, that's like a small like diorama almost. I would love to like put a card inside of one of those with like the LED lights in the background that kind of fit like the space kind of mech theme or cyber theme. I think would be a really cool backdrop for taking pictures of cards to sell online. So if you think of anything, or if you know what I'm talking about, or if it doesn't exist, let me know. But I think that'd be pretty cool. Our family has been collecting Yukimori since last Easter. On the lookout for those dittos. That's sick. Yeah, I think I've been seeing a lot of people kind of adapting to what is available in the market right now. I had a lot of people, weirdly enough, and it's the first time I heard about it. A lot of people were collecting food-related Pokemon, like eating berries or just eating something in general. It was the first time I heard about that, and there was actually quite a few people looking for them at the last show, which I thought was really interesting. So, has a light, big white box he puts in his kits. Yeah, I think, but Chud, really what I'm looking for is not so much like a photo box, but I think you know what I'm talking about. There's got to be something to where like it almost looks like a garage where like the hooks are in the ceiling, and like it looks like a mech garage, almost like it when you played the first Metal Gear Solid, where the first mech is in, and I'm like where Metal Gear actually is, like during that fight. There's got to be something like that that you can kind of pose like Gundams in. There's got to be something. But yeah, it's been cool to see what people are trying to like kind of look at to collect versus just like collecting like big chase cards. So yes, Chud, exactly, like a hanger. Because there's got to be something. There's got to be something like where you like when you make your Gundam and you put it in like a diorama that looks like it's in a hanger that's like being worked on that you can take pictures of. I think yeah, exactly. There's got to be something. I'd be surprised if there's not. But welcome, guys. If you guys are here for the first time, my name is Galaxia. Welcome into the stream. Appreciate you hanging out. Normally I do grade reviews during this time, but right now I'm playing some Pokemon Yellow and yapping. Call me Yappia Gaming. So hopefully you guys are having a good time in chat, good time in stream. Yes, please. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that'd be like, I'd say the one that I'd really be interested in as well would probably be if there was one that has like LED lights in it, would help too. It's not like it's not like a deal breaker by any means, but it would be nice to have them already kind of built in. They absolutely sell set pieces for models. That's what I'm saying. But wouldn't that be cool though? Like I've never seen anyone like use that as like a way to take pictures of cards. I think it'd be pretty sick. Like imagine like a hanger that you would put like a Gundam hanger, but then have like a Genesect in it or something like that. I think it'd be pretty cool. Or like a steel type would be really cool to kind of do a photo shoot in. So that'd be pretty sick too. But yeah, what do you guys, for those who collect, what are your current collection goals? One that I haven't really like had a collection. I think I kind of want to start one, to be honest. I keep talking about it. But really, really good swirl placements. For those of you who have been here before, you know I'm absolutely in love with swirl patterns on old stuff. But there is one Ancient Mew that I have in the case right now that I swear has a swirl right in its belly of the Ancient Mew, and it looks so sick. Gee, you know what's so funny? That's not the first time someone has said that I look like Rhyme Styles. I feel like if someone knows Rhyme Styles, that they need to like have them get into contact with me, or I contact them and whatever. I've gotten that comment so many times at this point that I feel like we need to do like a oh my god, that's we're each other's twin or something. Because you're definitely not the first person that said that. And I honestly didn't like, I forgot about him because I used to be really big into Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day. And that's how I knew Rhyme Styles was through Yu-Gi-Oh. But it's so funny because genuinely, you are not the first person to have said that, which is really funny to me. Do the Unigaba. Oh, dude, I want to do the Unigaba, but I just, like, I don't know. Like, I think my big one that I'm still trying to finish is the band artwork. I have, like, I think Misty's Tears and a few of the Jinxes from Gym Hero, Gym Challenge, and the Magmortar are the only ones left that I need. And then that set will be done, which will be sick. But then after that, I think I want to do, like good swirl placements or fart swirls. Gee, thanks for the follow, man. From yours sincerely, Galaxia Rhyme Styles Gaming. All right, Chud, you are forgetting tackle. I'll tell you that right now. You're forgetting tackle, and you're learning poison powder. But yeah, I think a swirl pattern is in my future, for sure. And that's fine, Chud. I think it's one of those things where if it has it, cool. If not, it's not the end of the world. But yeah. But I think that's probably my new collection goal whenever I get to it. But what am I trying to say? I think one thing that I found interesting about the show that I was at Sunday was there was a lot of people trying to cling on to the somewhat of the past when it comes to pricing. So with Pokemon in last year, like in Q3, Q4, people were paying or needed to pay to be competitive like 80% or 85% or 90%, and everyone has their opinion on kind of percentage rates of payments and stuff like that. But that's not really the case anymore, at least in this quarter. And I felt like a lot of people were still kind of holding on to remnants of that, which made it a little bit difficult to negotiate with folks who are trying to trade or sell their cards, because that demand isn't really as high as it probably used to be. So I found that to be really interesting. But I guess another question that I find interesting for those of you who have been to card shows, what's your number one pet peeve when you go to a card show? I typically I stick with my percentages potential. Like mine have been really pretty much consistent, and I've kind of worked on it in a way that makes sense to me. So my percentages are good, but it's more of people that have like modern PSA 10s that are looking for like 95 to even 100% value of a trade, and kind of putting a premium of liquidity on it, where right now graded modern is kind of in a scary place. Not so much that it can't sell, but the market is starting to correct, and that during that correction, those graded modern cards are trying to go back down or try to correct because they're way too high for way too long. That was probably the biggest one that I can think of. But aside from that, the raw stuff I didn't really have too many issues with the raw. There were a lot of there was this one guy, and I kind of felt bad. but I had to be kind of honest with him. Is he had the alternate rare Raichu and Alolan Raichu. Like, it's my favorite tag team, to be honest, of the Alolan Raichu just riding on the Raichu's tail. But it was damaged. It was rough. It was rough, and there's no sales data on that card being damaged, so I had to unfortunately pass, because that's one thing as a vendor. I could either lowball you and have like a really bad taste in your mouth, or just say that I'm not interested because of that reason, just because there's not enough data for me to confidently give you a price. When you say do a coin flip to decide who gets their number, then they hit you with an even higher number in their favor. Yeah, honestly, Polls, that's probably one of the main reasons why I personally don't accept coin flips. I understand why they are kind of a nice middle ground to kind of, like, if there is a gap, like if you know, for example, you want like 80 and I want 90, and for whatever reason there's not a way to make that $10 difference or meet in the middle at that $5 difference. Having that is kind of nice to have the luck kind of bridge that gap. But I'm not really a big gambler in nature. I honestly don't even like opening up packs for that exact reason. Just because my luck is so bad. But, you know, I think there's a way to where, you know, if it's fair, like I kind of see it like what you're talking about. Like, I see a coin flip as it needs to be 50-50. Like, that includes the price. So you need to have a middle point that you both agree upon and then go from there. But it needs to have that 50-50 if that's what you're using to bridge the gap. But like to your saying, if they're swaying the number in their favor, then they're acting as a casino, right? Because like the house always wins. So if they're giving themselves a 55% or like a much bigger payout compared to you, that's kind of sussy. It's kind of sussy baka. But I feel ya. So if you guys are wondering what I'm doing aside from yapping, I'm currently trying to level up I'm about to go after Misty, and I'm just trying to level up real quick some of the leads here. But I appreciate the questions. If you guys are enjoying yourself, make sure to like and follow. Sincerely, the TikTok algorithm. So I just got done with a show. As a recap, I just finished a show on Sunday. It was the first show of the year. And yeah, it went pretty well. One card that I was actually really surprised, and I kind of told the kid, I think he ended up selling it anyway, but to someone else. But he had a Charizard Gold Star that was like heavy play to damage. And he was kind of on the fence about it because it was his own personal card that he had since he was a kid. And I was like, you know, just make sure that you're kind of in that headspace to where if you do decide to sell this card, that you don't regret it. And if there's any bit of you that thinks that you're going to regret it, it's not going to be worth. It's not going to be worth you selling it because you're going to regret it and everything like that. So, but I think he ended up selling it to someone else. But some of the pickups are pretty nice. But yeah, I think for me, one big pet peeve, and I think it's actually kind of nice to see a lot of other collectors on average feel this way. But one of my biggest pet peeves is not having cards priced at the show. So like I know that it does take a lot of time to price cards and go through the motion of going through TCG Player or going through Alt or eBay, looking at like all the sales data. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of a necessary evil when you are vending. Because no one wants to kind of, like, it's just a lot of time wasted. Because you have to be there, you both have to, like, pull out your phones, you both have to, like, check prices with each other. Versus if I had my sticker already on my cards, all I have to do as a potential buyer is just kind of verify that your prices are good. And then it's like, okay, I can kind of not put my guard down, but, like, have a kind of breath of fresh air, knowing that, you know, these cards are well priced, so I don't have to do that for every single thing. Is kind of what I'm getting at. And that's just kind of like my personal opinion on the whole thing with something like that. But it is nice to have cards already priced when you get there. I'd say another thing that I don't know, I honestly I see it more in sports than I do in Pokemon. But if you have like a bulk box or binders or anything like that, just make sure that they're clean. You know, having that cleanliness and having that kind of professional eye appeal, I think just does wonders for buyer confidence. Because if your table looks kind of very cluttered and unorganized or dirty, or your binders look dirty, it's just not a good look. It just really isn't a good look. And that's just kind of a personal opinion. And I think another one that and granted, I understand that some people have like physical limitations and, you know, they can't stand and whatever, but there are a ton of vendors who will just sit behind their table, kind of like this, just here. I'll be a vendor that I'm talking about. So like the vendor will just be like this, like just like on like the phone here, just like this, like looking at his phone, and then they just like whatever, look at this, like couldn't care that you're there, whatever. And you're like, oh, like how much is that? How much is that ETB or whatever? You're like, that's 80. And they just go right back to their phone. It's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? We don't need to act all nonchalant about your Costco your Costco ETBs or your ultra premium boxes. It's like, get off, like just like stand up, be presentable, be approachable, and just be there to have a good time. I think I find more enjoyment talking about other people's collections than I do sometimes just simply selling cards. That to me is I get way more enjoyment out of doing that than selling. And then another thing that I personally like to do, kind of my, I guess not like claim to fame, but I think what people are getting to know me about more, and I know a few people in chat that have seen me in person can probably attest to it, but I'm a big advocate of having at least one of every card because I hate when a customer comes up and says, hey, I'm looking for this card, do you have it? And I really, really want to have it for them. And when I don't have it for them, I always tell them that I now will forever try to look for that card for you when I'm at a show. So if I see you in a show, I'm yelling your name to come over so that you can pick up that card that I've been on the hunt for you. And that is way more enjoyable for me than anything. So if you're ever at the booth, chat, like never assume that there are things that I don't want, because I'm a big one of everything type of vendor, to where I want to have a nice spread. I don't want to have just the same cards that every other vendor has. Dude, I look for the Butthole Bonsley every time I'm at a show. Trust me. I actively look for that card. That is like, it's a beautiful card. The Butthole Bonsley will probably be the most questionable artwork known to man. It is it's nuts. Welcome back, Apple. We're talking about Butthole Bonsley if you're wondering where we left off at. And I was also talking about vendors who just sit on their phones and sit on the chair and completely ignore you. So, all I'm saying is smash. That's what the Beware is doing. The top half of that card. I feel like I've shown you that before. A pet peeve I have at shows is seeing sealed product that is in circulation marked up. Dude, you are preaching to the absolute choir on that one, brother. That's why I don't sell sealed. Uh, those are the D&D sellers, I call them. Do not deal. Is that what you? Is that what that abbreviation stands for, or that acronym? I'm assuming do not something. Yeah, it's just wild to me. Like, it's, again, I understand that some people can't stand for that long, but there is that sense of, like, when at the very least, if someone comes to your table, like, stand up or like show attention or something. Don't just be like, oh, whatever. But yeah, I hear you, potential. That's legitimately, like, I mean, it's not the main reason why I don't sell sealed product. But when am I gonna make you a trophy mod? That's a good question. Whenever I stop getting randomly banned from TikTok for whatever the AI decides that I'm doing wrong today. Maybe then. But what was I gonna say? Before Chud the Butterfree just one hit that Spearow. Yeah, the sealed product thing is so never. Chud, you're so you're depressing me. Stop it. You'll have your moment in the sun, Chud. You'll have your moment in the sun. Listen, if you survive this Nuzlocke, maybe there'll be more than just mod privs. How's that sound? You gotta be a good boy. You gotta be a good boy in the yellow Nuzlocke. You gotta not fall to Meowth like Fam did. But yeah, going back to the comment that Potential made probably 15 minutes ago. One of the reasons why I don't sell sealed is I think there is kind of that, like, a little bit of subconscious opinion of someone that's like, yeah, like, where did you, like, especially if it's modern, right? Like, stuff that's out of print and it's been out of print for a while, like, that's a little bit different. But stuff that's still in print and still, like, being sold in, like, Targets or Walmarts, like, if you have it and it's, like, super expensive or, like, upcharged or whatever, it's just not a good look. It is just not a good look. Did you send that? I haven't been checking my PO box. I have not sent it yet. It's ready to go. I just needed to order new label tape. Or not label tape. Labels. But they should be in. I think they're already in. I have to do the same thing. I gotta check my PO box. But yeah, it should be out this week. Sorry for delaying it so much. Honestly, it was like I was out of all my shipping supplies because I just sold a bunch of stuff for the beginning of the year. So I have not forgotten about you, is what I'm trying to get at. Ooh, sleep powder. Let's see. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just not a good look. I'm not a big fan of scalpers. And just like selling sealed product for almost double MSRP. And it's like, could you literally do anything else with your life? Like, you could be making more actually having a job than you standing in line for 3 hours to buy like 3. Ooh, Apple, that is an excellent question. Halo 1, 2, or 3 is my favorite. I would say my favorite Halo of all time is Halo 2. It was the introduction to Xbox Live, which was huge for me as a kid growing up in middle school. It had some of the best like updates from like Halo 1 to Halo 2. There was just so much content. It was nuts. It had probably, arguably, the best ranking system to date, and probably still to date, in my honest opinion. But Halo 3 is such a close second. But if I had to pick, it'd be Halo 2. Which Call of Duty? I would say probably Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2 was probably my favorite out of the Call of Duty franchise. Like, because I liked Black Ops, but just something about MW2 when like the kill streaks, like everything just was so just like meat grinder that I really liked. Like the AC-130, the Harriet, the introduction to the nuke was so sick. But I just really liked Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. That was good too. But Black Ops World at War was super nice, but I'd say if I had to pick like the first place, for me it'd be Modern Warfare 2. But World at War was so good. That was probably my favorite out of the Treyarchs. Honestly, World at War was my personal favorite over Black Ops. Sounds good, Potential. Thanks for sticking in there with us, brother. Always appreciate when you come through. Yeah, I agree, dude. The M16, oh, I loved I think that M16 made me love 3-round burst weapons. Probably like in any game after that. Like, was so good. Oh yeah. World at War campaign, I agree, Chud. That was probably some of the best campaign for Call of Duty I vividly remember. Like that sniper fight, like that sniper mission. But that is another thing too, is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, that sniper mission is still probably one of my favorite Call of Duty missions. Either that one or the World at War one was so good. Black Ops 2 I got seriously good at in college. Ooh, we have a MLG Game Battles Pro in here. Dude, wasn't there a cuz I feel like I was super into your name at the bottom for TikTok. Oh, that's fine. Oh, it makes it hard to read chat. It is tough. Did you know I was top 40 rank in Black Ops 3? Were you actually? That's pretty dope. That's actually sick. Well, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, it's crazy to try to like optimize where the chat window is and all that crap. I'll have to remove it though. Thank you for letting me know. That's pretty cool though. Yeah, the only I would say the only game that I it's so funny. The one game that I actually was like semi-professional in was Fear 2. Weirdly enough, that's like my one favorite two truths and a lie to tell, to like sneak in the weird truth, was when Fear 2 came out. I was in a team that was, I forgot what the energy drink company was, but it was based out of Canada somewhere. And it was a Canadian energy drink company that sponsored us to play Fear 2 on Game Battles. They sponsored a bunch of teams, but Fear 2 just came out and we're just like running the ladder. And I played that for a while. You are alive. But that's pretty nuts, Betty, that you're top 40 in Black Ops 3. That's pretty sick, actually. You did forget to say your howdy partner. What's another fun fact? I played against Ninja back in the day in Halo 4. I used to play Halo 4 game battles with some of my college buddies in our gaming and anime club. And we were all disgusting at Halo 4. And I played against Ninja a few times. How tall am I? I'm 6'2". Six dose. But what's going on, Betty? How's life? Saw that you were putting in work on Animal Crossing. It's good. It's good to see you back on the stream grind too. It's always nice. Definitely, I'm actually 3-1. You can actually see me in the background of Wizard of Oz. Kidding, kidding. Life has been looking up. Be happy again. See? The 2026 is our year, chat. Anyone outside of chat, it's not their year. But people inside this chat today, right now, this is your year. All the non-believers, it's not their year. I think my goals for 2026 is what was I saying? I'd probably think I want to definitely go to I definitely want to go to New Jersey Collecticon. So one of the things, yep, Waste is out here eating her dinner, but since she wasn't here, Chud, you heard it first. She wasn't here. She doesn't want 2026 to be her year. But try to go to Collecticon Jersey. I was able to do a dry run to try to sign up for Houston Collecticon, and I was at the point where I could have checked out, but I did not. There's a few reasons why I didn't. First, I don't like the idea of reselling tables. I think that's the scummiest thing you can do. Another thing is seeing what information is required of me before, because it was like within 15 minutes and the site crashed and the tables sold out. But that's my main goal, is to go to New Jersey Collecticon. Another goal of mine, if it's a good deal and I see it in person, is I want to try to get one of my favorite sets sealed of all time, or get a full set graded as an 8 or a 9. I'm not 10s. I'm kind of over. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not really a big fan of collecting PSA 10s because, like, I can get so much more buying power from 9s than 10s, and they still hold like some value, especially if you're collecting vintage. So that's why even my own personal collection, for my 151 Pokédex collection, I rarely have anything that's 10s. But for Southern Islands is what I was getting at. My favorite set of all time is Southern Islands. So getting a sealed binder with Southern Islands, or getting all of the set in an 8 or a 9, including the mute, which is going to be insane. I wonder how big Collecticon is. Betty, it's huge, dude. It's crazy big. It's crazy big. Like where the moment tables go online to sell, it's like within 10 minutes they're sold out. And 2 tables were like $750. So it's not cheap. It's not cheap to have the opportunity to sell stuff. But there is a Betty, it's funny you say that, because there is a con that I go to that I saw one sealed last year that I didn't get because it was when I was still trying to build up inventory for the business. And I didn't feel like I had enough to kind of be able to kind of do larger collections like that. But then when if you guys have seen my fossil sheet, my joy is getting like those niche things. I like the niche collecting more so than like the actual cards specifically. So a sealed Southern Island binder. I have a Southern Island binder back there, but it's opened. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there. But just stuff like that, I absolutely love collecting. But that would be sick, getting a sealed binder. And then another thing that I was telling myself is I have a few sealed vintage packs that I bought at the end of last year. That if they don't sell, I want to open them, because I haven't opened vintage in a very long time. Did I ever tell you guys about the story? I kind of want to find a picture of it, where I opened up like over 100 fossil and jungle packs when I was in college. Did I ever tell that story? I feel like I have, but if I haven't, I'm gonna look for the picture, just so you guys think I'm not lying to you. But if you haven't, I will. I'll show it. But it was when I was so young, chat. I was such a little young college student. It was back in like 20. Gosh, it had to have been 2012. It had to have been 2012. It was when I was in college. I'll find it. I thought I talked about it, but let me find it real quick. Cause it was crazy. Cause I took a picture of it, laid out and everything, and it was nuts. So let's see. Going through the archives, chat. Aw, Faye was so young. Faye was so young back then. By the way, for those who showed up at the function of the show on Sunday, some of you asked if Faye was there, and I'm sorry that she wasn't. She was not there. All right, open image in new tab. We don't want to leak anything. All right, chat. This is my young, and make sure I'm not doxing myself. Chat, you are not, like, genuinely are not gonna believe this. Faye is 10. She's aged like fine wine. Faye is living her best life. All right, so let's see. All right, is there a way that I can rotate this? There has to be. Hold on. Hold, chat. Trust me, it's worth it. Because I could have sworn that I talked about this. All right, I guess I didn't paint. Hold on, chat. Trust me. Aha. Okay. This is the best way I can do it, chat. So bear with me, and you get to see me as my young self. Holy chat. Hopefully you guys are ready for this. This right here, unironically, is probably why I don't have the pack luck anymore, because I burned it all from this one experience. And let me see. Just live scene, I guess. Yes. So chat, this was me back in 2012. All these packs. All of these. I bought. Look at me. So young back then, chat. Look at me. Young moolah baby flexing on them. I bought all of these bad boys. So this is where all my luck went. Those of you who don't know. This is where, like, when I say that you have Galaxia gaming luck, don't have it. I've burned it all from this experience. So, story time. So the reason why I bought these was when I was at college, there was a old movie rental place that I went to that sold like old Yu-Gi-Oh packs, because I was super into Yu-Gi-Oh at the time. They were going out of business like the next day, and they had packs of these, which I didn't know. Like, they had some in like their glass display case. That first, when I went there, they were selling them for $5 a piece, like before they were going out of business. And like my heart dropped. It's like, yeah, I'll buy 2 just to be like, oh my god, I get to open vintage again. But that's besides the point. So when I went back the following weekend, I realized they're going out of business. So in their little cage, like a clearance cage where you can see, like, you know, like if you go to Walmart, they have cheap DVDs or whatever, kind of the same thing. They had these. I'm not kidding you. They had opened all of their product, or if they already had it opened, they duct taped, or they didn't duct tape, but they packing taped 7 packs each. So like a brick of 7 packs. They're selling each brick, chat. And Arceus, strike me down if I'm lying. They're selling 7-pack bricks for $1 a piece. That's right. I bought 7 packs for $1 total. Not $7. The packs weren't $1 a pack. It was 7 packs for $1. Hence me buying all of this stuff you see on screen for like $100. Because I was a college student. I had no money. I worked a work study job, and I made like $50 a week or something, like crazy. So I bought everything that you're seeing right there. I bought for probably $100 back in 2012. It was nuts. But it's the God's honest truth. It was the God's honest truth. Arceus, strike me down if I'm lying, but that's where all of my pack luck went. And you know what's crazy, Betty? If someone were to ask me if I would want to keep these sealed today, because I opened all of them. I opened so many packs that my fingers started to hurt because I wasn't using scissors to cut them. I was just opening up like normal. My fingers started to hurt because I was opening so many. It was the most fun I've had in a very, like, at that time. It was so nostalgic. It scratched every childhood itch that I had when I couldn't open these packs. But I had some and this is when I started. Well, not at this time, but back in 2017. Like when I talk about grading, when I first discovered grading was back in 2017, 2018, and a lot of what I was seeing, especially for these, was like maybe some of the cards that I opened, at that time, like 6 years ago, maybe just try to grade them. And I remember, like, for example, on the bottom, you can't really see, well, right here, the Japanese base set, I pulled a Charizard. I graded that. That came back as a PSA 10. And I had to sell it because at the time during COVID, I was furloughed from my job. So I had to sell the Charizard to pay rent. But yeah, it was crazy. It was a shout out young me. Shout out young Galaxia. Look at me. Do I look the same, chat? Do I still look like my goofy self? But yeah, that's where all my luck went, chat. Right here. And that's why I'm cursed with anytime I open up any new product now, it'll never be as good because that was all the luck in the world in that one in that one day was literally spent on that one interaction. So, there you go. I'm surprised. I thought I shared that. Maybe that was like way in the beginning. Dude, I still do. I still do, Betty. And it's not even a joke. I still do. And honestly, some of the, like when I have like commons and uncommons from Fossil and Jungle, it was from that day. Like that I still sell at like shows and still find in bulk boxes and stuff. It's still all from that same day. Your first pack Moonbryon. Are you talking about the Korean one, Betty? Because it is always nice to have like a memorable pack opening. And like have that experience is super nice. No, it's like the thrill of opening up like the chase of a set you cannot describe it. It's undescribable on how amazing that feeling is. Oh, here's Faye right now. Just for you, Betty. Faye has arrived. Oh, Miss Faye. Here just talking about you. Shout out Faye, chat. Look at her. So cute. Look at her. Miss Faye Cat. You're probably going to sit right in front of my monitor, too. That's what she loves to do, chat. She'll just sit. I bought one Evolving and one Silver Tempest and pulled a Lugia, then the Moon Kitty for 18 bucks. That is absolutely, like, the back-to-back pulling hits is actually pretty crazy. That's sick, though. Nice. I actually almost screwed up there because Seal is an ice type and would have rocked Chud. Betty, you are so welcome. I will share that story till the end of time. All right. Let's see how you're feeling, Betty. Let's see. while you're chilling. I've been up since 2 a.m. because I had work at 4. Ew. That is a devilish hour to work. That's gnarly, dude. And no nap? Dang. Well, Betty, you are more than welcome to go to bed. You definitely don't need my permission, that's for sure. Yeah, go to Slumber Town. That's a direct order. But that's sick, Apple. That's a sick stroke of luck for sure. Yes, keep you alive. I'll send channel points for you to just like go to sleep. Instead of ASMR chugging bottles of water. It's too funny. Right now, Faye is just like straight lurking. You guys probably see her on the corner of the screen. Right here. She is straight lurking. Oh, that is not Thundershock. There we go. But I think honestly it makes it better because like it's obvious that it's not intentional, but like hearing the gulps is pretty funny. I'm Badlands. Enough talk. Him about to like pound like any liquid, like the enough talk prep of him chugging any liquid is so funny to me. And like the most diabolical burp at the end is crazy. Yeah, shout out Badlands Chugs, chat. He's the true OG of chugging. I think the first internet personality that I absolutely loved, like if you guys know who this is, I will give you some serious brownie points. Is you know, people had like Red versus Blue or like Smosh or like those kind of like internet networks or kind of like internet personalities. But my introduction was Pure Ponage. Who in chat remembers Pure Ponage back in the day? I'll give you a hint. One of the members was FPS Doug. If you remember FPS Doug. Holy, I absolutely loved Pure Ponage, FPS Doug, and Tourette's Guy. Shout out Tourette's Guy. Oh my god. Yeah, it was exactly how you're spelling it. It was so like it's so not like it does not hold up to the test of time today, like at all. But it was some great watching. Absolutely loved it. Cuz they even had like our friends and I had like I think they made like dog tags or something like that for their like Pure Ponage. I think they call it like the Pure Ponage Army or something like that. That you could buy dog tags made from their shop or something like that. And I remember I wanted one so bad for Christmas, and my dad had probably like he got me some, but I think he just got them just made because it's not like you need to pay a premium for someone else to do it. He's like, I'm just gonna just make dog tags. Like I'm not gonna pay an internet company to like upcharge me to make dog tags. But yeah, me and my friends got them. Yeah, another well, I'll give you the choice, Betty. You can either go to sleep now or have another story to tell. It's up to you. Because I am a certified A+ yapper. My credentials and my certificate were renewed today, so one more story. Okay. So the one of my favorite cards probably on my Pokewall back here, you guys know about the Pokewall if you've been here before, is a Poliwrath. because one of the things that my dad used to do would be, because I would have a binder collection, so he would know like what cards I'm missing. He would ask me what cards I'm missing, just more out of curiosity and whatever. So there's one time I must have said, "Oh, I need a Poliwrath or the evolution of this Poliwhirl." And so what he would do is he would Betty almost got KO'd, by the way. So what he would do is he would open up a pack. He'd buy like a jungle pack and stuff it with the chase that I needed. And so, yes, Betty. But I would say an extension of that story, some behind the scenes to that story, is he genuinely messed me up so bad from a collecting perspective moving forward, because there were instances where I'm trying to like open Fossil looking for a Charizard because I was getting like random stuff that I needed out of any pack that I kind of got. So like I opened the Poliwrath out of a jungle pack. And so I was like, oh, well, okay, so the hollows are just in all these random packs and there's just more Pokemon in them. So I'm opening up like jungle, I'm opening up Fossil in search of a Charizard, and I just keep wondering like, why am I not getting this Charizard? It's because my dad tainted like how sets work. Like, no, you need to buy base set packs to have the chance to get a Charizard. You can't open jungle to get a Charizard. You can't open Fossil to get a Charizard. But since he pretty much made that not true for me, I knew nothing about sets. Exactly, Betty. I knew nothing about it. I absolutely was chalked. No idea. Absolutely no idea. And I've plenty more stories, but Betty, that was your last one. I gotta cut you off. You gotta go to bed. I gotta cut you off. As the pokey bartender at the Poke Bar, you are cut off from Pokemon stories. Unless you want to hear another one, but I'm trying to do the responsible thing and cut you off. Ooh, Supersonic, huh? Yes, slumber time. Well, thanks for hanging out with me so long, Betty. I appreciate you as always. Let's see. I kind of want to learn. I really like Para-Confuse. But Sleep Powder is just so nice. Let's see. Yeah, I do too. That's why I like playing these games. Honestly, it's been kind of nice just like chilling and playing games because I get to like have more of a conversation. This is more like my chance to kind of chill with chat and like talk to folks. Who I don't really have a chance to kind of have like longer form conversations with. It's a little bit more engaging, a little bit more yap and chill. So that's always nice. So those of you who are still in chat, I am just trying to level up everyone so that we can beat Misty without losing anyone. Trying to be a bit more cautious. But we are getting close to being able to take her on here. That's what's so nice about. Have a good night, Betty. Thank you for stopping in as always, my friend. I have no idea. So she should have just a star me and a star you. But since this is a remake, we will see if she has anything else crazy or outlandish. So we shall see. Mankey getting rocked. See, because it should be. Wait, is it just 19? I might have hit the cap. Well, maybe not. It's like I could have sworn it's 20. So let's, oh wow, that scared me. So we do not want to risk any losses against Misty, chat. We have a pretty decent team at the moment. It's crazy that Sandshrew knows dig at that level. But it is kind of nice too that this ROM kind of makes more of the weaker stuff in the beginning a little bit more viable too. It's kind of nice. All right, so that should be okay. So 20 is the max. Beautiful. Chud's at 20. Do you think I should invest in a Zion case for the first time vending or get case and upgrade later? I would say get a case that you think can hold whatever inventory you're trying to hold, if you're talking about from a vendor perspective. So for example, I don't have it with me now, but for example, I have a Pelican case that I have like custom foam inserts so that it can fit both top loaders and PSA graded items. So depending on what route you're going on, like if you're just trying to sell graded things, then I would imagine most of the Zion cases can just simply fit, you know, PSA slabs. But that's one thing you have to kind of consider is how you're going to transport your ungraded. I'm only dealing in singles and binders. So yeah, I would say if you have singles, just get something that is, like, I think Zion, like a Zion case, in my opinion, is kind of equates to you buying something name brand that you may not necessarily need name brand for. Ooh, Thunder Punch. I imagine it's better than Thunder Shock. So it's really just kind of up to you, to be honest. You just want something that can lock, that has good locking. And another thing that I think people don't typically consider is making sure that it has like some degree of a watertight seal when you close the case. Because if something spills on it or water gets in it, you want to make sure that there's some like water resistant membrane between the two. And yeah, and then just make sure that it just fits to your needs. Because I think at this point there are just a lot of different options that I don't think you necessarily need to choose. You don't necessarily need to choose Zion for your case, but do your research. I kind of got lucky because I had someone gave me their Pelican case for free, so that's kind of a little bit of a blessing in disguise for sure. But hopefully that answered your question. I wasn't really trying to work my way around it, but and then with sealed, one of the things I would probably recommend for sealed specifically is I would prioritize anything that has like an acrylic case that you can put the sealed inside, because you have to think about it from a buyer's perspective. They are going to nitpick every inch of your sealed stuff to look for a tear or look for some imperfection to reduce the price. So you should invest in acrylic cases for your sealed stuff. I don't necessarily have like a recommendation as to like another brand besides Zion. I just think like just look for, you know, like just look for carrying cases that can carry both graded and ungraded cards in top loaders. And just kind of shop it around. And then I would say start at like probably a cheaper price point, and then you can kind of evolve into something a little bit more higher end if you feel like you need to. Oh, gotcha. I think the ones that I have, I think I like way better. Me personally, this might be an unpopular opinion. I'm not really a fan of the Zion big cases because they just kind of look like almost like a kiddie pool, to be honest. And just having like the chunk of hard plastic on top, I'm not really a big fan of. The ones that I get, let's see, is let's see. It's from Specialty Store. It's a locking display case. It's around 180. But I love mine. I'm actually gonna buy a third one. But it looks super professional. It looks really nice. And it's not a Zion case, because I think Zion cases are a little. Oh, it evolved. Pizza Rat evolved. I sped through his evolution. Shame on me, chat. Shame on me. And I would say another thing to kind of keep in mind, this was something that I learned that I needed probably after a year, were risers. Like angled risers, so that like when you lay a card in the display case, it's not just flat. Because when a person walks up and looks down at an angle, if they're flat, the angle is much harder to look at the card, whereas if the card's kind of propped up to meet them at that eye angle, it's a lot easier to see the cards that you're looking at. I would say probably assume that like 60 to 80 would fit in a case. And you could probably make that number higher, but that's honestly the problem that I'm currently going through, where the more you overlap, the harder it is for the customer to see the actual card underneath at a quick glance. So you want to have enough spacing. So one thing, actually, probably, well, I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to take too much time, but I would say a good way to calculate with that measurement would be measure the length of a Pokemon card. Like, no, probably the length of a top loader, because you're going to want them in top loaders. So measure the length of a top loader. That's going to be your width. I do vertical. I don't do, or no, I do horizontal. So where it's longer across. I don't do like the flip the case to the side. I don't like cases going out into the walking space or going back into my space. Like, I want it to be flush against the table. Me personally, I think it looks better. So I would then, like, when the card is posted, I would say whatever the width of a top loader, I would probably do like 75 percent of that. So if it's like, let's say that it's like, this is kind of a hypothetical, but just to make it easier, if the width is 4 inches, calculate 75%, so 3 inches. So then do 3 times the width of the display case. So in this case, it'd be like 36. So then that should tell you how many across you can go, assuming that you're going to be 25% of the card is going to be covered by another card, if that makes sense. So that's probably how I would do my. That's how I would probably do the rough math. Mankey just came in the right time. I'm crushing you right now. I'm farming Mankeys like crazy. So that's a good, like, rule of thumb math problem. Because you don't want to, again, you do not want to, like, try to optimize your space too much by covering other cards, because you're missing opportunities for folks to see what you have. Because they're just, think about, like, a quick, you have someone's attention for, like, 5 seconds, and if they don't see roughly what you have in 5 seconds, then they're going to walk. But there's also nothing wrong with, you know, with the cases. There's nothing wrong with picking up those, like, flyer display cases that a lot of people use. You don't have enough, like, you won't have a lot of depth, but you'll have a lot of presentation space. And those are a lot more affordable too. Because don't let the price, or, like, let the name brand, like prevent you from looking at cheaper solutions for the short term. Because as long as you kind of get your foot in the door, like, when you start making more, you can kind of upgrade as the time comes. Because that's what I did. I got a case from Amazon that was made out of, like, really big wood, and it was super bulky, and it was cheap. It was like $80. But I grew out of that thing really quick, and I wanted to make it apparent that I wanted to get an upgrade for sure. And I'd say, yeah, all the other stuff in terms of, like, equipment, it's really just make sure that you have, like, good quality cards. And I would say make sure you have a good supply of stuff that's, like, in a affordable price range. Some of my best sellers are under $30. Because most people that are going there, you know, aren't. Because social media makes us believe that everyone's out here rocking 15 grand. They're not. They're not. That's the only reason why people, like, you see that online so much, is because that's what gets the most clicks. But most people are, you know, most of my $1, $2, $3 binders are some of my best sellers. And that's totally okay, because it's what people can afford. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So don't just have, like, high-end stuff, because you don't want to alienate everyone. Words to the wise. All right, so I think we have everyone at the max level here. Yep, and I will always stick with that mentality. All right. Do we just rock the... I think we do. All out offensive with water, huh? Yeah, it's definitely a slippery slope to fall victim to. Well, I see a lot of these sales online, so therefore it must be true. It's not. Easy. Goldeen. Oh, the crit. Okay, I also got crit. And I also think that, let's see. So we are going to Pizza Rat time. The true fodder. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Oh, the nice crit. Oh, the rat. Look at him, chat. The rat boy coming in clutch. But, let's see. Bite. Get his ass. Nice. Good job, Pizza Rat. The 1 HP in a dream. The bubble beam. Let's go, chat. And now we can get Bulbasaur, because that would be my first encounter for this area. Let's get our boy. Sure, why not? Yes. Bard, did I already name? I feel like I named a Pokemon after you already. Let's see. I feel like I have. All right, we're gonna name you Devin. Any tips on buying? I would say tips on buying are things that you have to have an understanding on, and this will, I think, will come through with just kind of general experience on your area. But I would say have a good understanding on what sells best in person. Because that way you'll know what will not sit in your case for a while. Because you got to think from, like, if you keep going to, like, say, the same show, like, 3 or 4 times in a year, you don't want people to pass by your booth and see the same stuff and just have this kind of habitual thought of, oh, you know, Bard only has this, like, he only has the same cards over and over and over again. You don't want that, so you want stuff that is liquid to where you develop a reputation of, oh, you know, Bard has good stuff, but it might not last a while, or Bard is always getting new things that it would be good to check out. So it's kind of cliche, but stuff that's liquid, or find a niche that you genuinely enjoy collecting within a price range that makes sense to you. So definitely don't go into debt. That's like my biggest advice. Don't go, like, you'll see a lot of people flex their inventory online or flex their purchases, but at the end of the day, like, if it's just you, it's just you. A lot of those others folks have, like, team members who, like, they all invest their money into the same pool. So when they say, hey, I bought this, like, $10,000 card, like, oftentimes that money is coming from somewhere, whether it's from the credit card, the bank, or a team of people, like a business. So don't feel pressured that you need to buy, like $1,000 card or $2,000 card to be reputable or to establish yourself in the marketplace. There's no shame in, like, getting good singles that are like 20, 30, 40 bucks. Because at the end of the day, your intent is to sell them. So if you can sell stuff in a price range that most people at your booth will be able to afford, like if you buy a card that's a $50 card that you can buy at like 30 or whatever 70% would be, and then you sell that card, maybe they haggle you down to like 40, and then after sales tax, or if sales tax applies to you, you know, you come out ahead $5. You do that enough and that money will add up over time. So just don't feel, I think my biggest word of advice is just don't feel pressured to buy big things if you can't afford it, or don't feel pressured to buy things that, you know, yes, they'll probably try to convince you that it's a worthwhile investment, but if it's something super niche, it's going to sit in your case a while and it's going to hold up a lot of that capital that is tying, you're going to basically tie up your money in something that's not selling well in person. So you're going to have to think about selling it on eBay, which you're going to take a percentage cut, which sometimes it's fine. I sold 2 cards yesterday on eBay that have been sitting in my inventory for over a year. But having done that, it's made its money. Like, I've made my money even after the 85% because I sat on that for so long. So really just that's my word of advice, is buy stuff that you think will sell well in your own show, in your own area. Don't feel pressure to overbuy or go into debt for stuff just to feel like you need inventory. And if you need to get more buying power, think about selling parts of your collection that you may not want anymore, because that's a really easy way to have easy access to more funds to buy newer stuff, is by having to sacrifice some of your own collection. That's what I did. That's what most people do, to be honest, to get their foot in the door. And then it just kind of goes from there. Just rinse and repeat. Just keep on doing what you're doing, and that's pretty much what it boils down to. So hopefully that yapping session answered your question, friend. Let's see. Let's go after Team Rocket real quick. Ooh. That was a not good call. A leech life action. Got his ass. And we're off, chat. Have the second badge. We're about to enter. Ooh. We got a new encounter. Alright, let's see. Magic Man has joined the chat. Alright, let's see, chat. Alright, we already have that. Far-fetched. Well, far-fetched action. Alright. Let's catch this bad boy. Alright, or not catch this bad boy. Okay, you just almost like just straight one-tapped my... Hey, you're all good, man. Okay, like, we're just gonna get rocked, I guess. Alright, I'm not sacrificing good Pokemon for this Farfetch'd, I can tell you that. There we go. And I know who I'm naming this after. there it is. What do you think of about a Warhammer miniature set type thing, but for Pokemon cards? I mean, it'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know how well that'd work though, but it'd be kind of cool. I mean, why not? They're doing everything. They have a bunch of money just to like throw at stuff. But all right, chat. I think that's where we end it. We have beat Misty, and we're about to hit the old tunnel here. So I think that is going to be it for me tonight, chat. It was a great yap session, chat. Round of applause. Oh, for the background of the photos. Gotcha. That'd be kind of, yeah, that probably would work. That probably would work. But excellent yap session tonight, guys. Good job. We yapped till dawn. Maybe whenever I have time, when I'm done editing, I'm like 4 shows behind. Maybe I'll make some like masterclass type vendor stuff, but sounds good in theory. I just have to have the time to do it. But yeah, it was just fun. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Thank you for the subs, follows, shares, all that fun stuff. For those of you who are new, both watching me on TikTok and on YouTube, I was streaming on both. That's where I can say it before I get blocked by or restricted by TikTok. Appreciate you guys always. I'll be back streaming probably throughout the week. Little bits here and there. I'm trying to get my TikTok live studio privileges back because there's a little bit of stuff that I want to do in preparation for a virtual show on February 1st. It's going to be the first one of the year. More info on that when I get around to making that announcement. So yeah, make sure to follow the Discord. Link is in bio for that update. And I will catch you guys in the next one.